Welcome back to EuroNews now. India is facing a triple threat to health and the security of its residents. Thousands of new coronavirus cases are being confirmed every day. The worst locust invasion in decades is taking place, and a scorching heatwave has hit parts of the country. Richard Good tells us more.
It was a cautious restart to business in the markets of New Delhi on Monday. The Indian capital has allowed shops and factories to reopen while keeping the city cut off from outsiders for fear of re-importing the coronavirus.
People are not yet coming out like they used to, coming out earlier to eat or roam around for the night. It will take time, at least 6 months, to get back to normal.
60% of COVID-19 cases in India have been in the western states of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Just further to the north, in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, a second blight is adding to the suffering. Swarms of desert locusts coming from the Horn of Africa are devastating crops in India's heartland, forcing farmers and local authorities to resort to whatever methods they can to chase the insects away. They are the largest locust swarms to have been seen in the region for nearly 30 years. And if that were not enough, last week saw a suffocating heat wave. New Delhi experienced its hottest May day for 18 years, while temperatures in Rajasthan hit 50 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata this week, the Hindu faithful have been celebrating Ganga Puja, one of the traditional prayers offered to their goddess of the river is to be spared from epidemic disease. Richard Good, EuroNews.
Well, let's go to Pune in India, where we can speak to Dr. Roxy Machu-Cole, who's a climate scientist at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Look, the country's dealing with multiple serious environmental issues at once. You've got extreme heat, cyclones, the coronavirus, but tell us, how has the climate exacerbated conditions for now this additional problem to make it much easier for locusts to spread across the country?
Exactly, Rosie. We were waiting for the monsoon rain soon after the heat waves, but instead we got two cyclones back-to-back from both the west and east coast of India, and now the locusts from the north. And on top of that, we have the pandemic too. And it all started during the late 2019, when rapid warming in the western Indian Ocean fueled the storms and rains over East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. And these excess rains resulted in sudden sprouts of vegetation in arid areas, triggered the locust outbreaks, which then followed the winds and the rains to the Indo-Pak region. And North India also received excess rains during March to May, during the pre-monsoon season, which favored the locusts. So these kind of extremes are increasing. Just now, I told you about the back-to-back cyclones. The cyclone Amphan that formed over Bay Bengal last week was among the strongest in records. And the one now forming in Arabian Sea, it's called Nisarga. It's the first ever recorded cyclone to hit Mumbai in the state of Maharashtra in the month of June. And that's the same place which is one of the regions where we have the largest number of COVID cases in India. So these kind of overlapping events, we call them compound events in the IPCC report. These kind of events are increasing, and we are seeing more of them in India.
So when you're trying to deal with the worst effects of, let's say, the locusts, what impact has the coronavirus and the lockdowns associated with it made, which has hampered the efforts to try and help protect the land from the locusts?
Yeah, the farmers were already reeling from the heat waves, and we also had some hailstorms early 2020. So these factors, along with the COVID, were making it difficult for the situation in North India. So I guess this had a huge impact on how the farmers dealt with the locust situation, because they were not able to go out and deal with the situation in an appropriate manner.
Thank you very much for giving us a little bit more analysis as to what's happening in India, Dr. Roxy Mathew Cole, climate scientist at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. Thank you very much.